Hello, friends. Let us start a very interesting lesson of our social studies portion. The lesson name is Natural Disasters. अगर हिंदी में बोले तो कुदरती आफत. So see, many disasters are there. Some are man-made, and some are natural. Which are not man-made. So let us see about them. So on 12th March 2001, Krishna saw the pictures of a tsunami in the newspaper. Now tsunami, right? We'll learn about tsunami. After reaching school, she asked her class teacher, "Sir, I read the news about tsunami in the newspaper. How does a tsunami occur?" So the teacher replied, "Natural disasters are of two types. Right? Disasters like earthquake, tsunami and volcano occur due to the changes in the interior of the earth. Right? They occur due to changes in the interior of the earth. Whereas disasters like floods, cyclone, forest fire, drought, etc. occur due to the changes on the surface of the earth." So some changes will occur in the interior of the earth, other changes will occur on the surface of the earth. So let us see each natural disaster. Let us first talk of an earthquake. इसको हिंदी में हम धरती कंप बोलते हैं. The weak upper crust of earth suddenly experiences tremors, dhujari, either due to collision of plates or due to the tremendous pressure in the interior of the earth. Waves or tremors of earthquake originate from its hypocenter. Hypocenter is the center from which the earthquake originates, which is deep down below the surface of the earth. Such sudden shaking or trembling is known as earthquake. So earthquake waves are created from the epicenter during the process of an earthquake. Earthquake occurs due to internal disturbance of the earth. So now when you look at this picture, any change, these two plates, you see this plate 1 and the plate 2 of the earth's crust are moving in opposite directions, and due to their friction or due to the collision, there will be a tremor, there will be a earthquake. Now there are two centers. One is the hypocenter and second is the epicenter. Hypocenter is the actual place where the earthquake starts. Right? Hypocenter is where the earthquake actually occurs, means where the friction occurs, and the point exactly above it on the ground is called the epicenter. So this is the epicenter, and then distances from the epicenter in circular rings we can measure. So if the earthquake occurs somewhere near, let's say, Pune, the Pune would be the epicenter, means the point on the ground where the earthquake is the most severe, because at this, below this point, deep down under the earth's crust, below this point, we have the hypocenter. And as you go far away from this epicenter, as you go far away, the intensity of the earthquake will become less. So this diagram shows the disturbance on the surface due to the earthquake, and this actual pic of what happens due to an earthquake, the untold destruction that can occur of human lives and property, and everything is destroyed due to earthquake. So what happens? The waves of the earthquake spread outward from the epicenter. Right? See, I told you the epicenter, if this is the epicenter on the ground, the waves of the earthquake spread outwards, and the highest intensity will be at the epicenter. As you go further away, the intensity of the wave will become lesser. The point on the surface of the earth exactly above the hypocenter, the point on the surface of the earth exactly above the hypocenter is known as the epicenter. and the intensity of earthquake is maximum around the epicenter, and it will decrease as we move away from the epicenter. Now the effect of an earthquake depend upon the intensity of the earthquake. More intense, more heavy the earthquake, more the effect. On a Richter scale, an earthquake of 3 or 4 measure on the Richter scale will hardly do any damage, right? But if it's of 6, 7, then some buildings may fall. If it's 8, it will be a big earthquake. It will be entire cities may be destroyed because of that. So we can measure the intensity of the earthquake and know its point of origin, the hypocenter, with the help of a seismograph. Now, this is a machine. A seismograph is a machine to measure the intensity of the earthquake and to know the point of origin, the hypocenter. Now there are 3 main reasons for the occurrence of an earthquake. Number 1 can be caused by an volcanic eruption. An earthquake can be caused by a volcanic eruption. Second, an earthquake can be caused by strike slip faults. This diagram is a strike or slip fault line up here. So this is a fault line which has come out because of 2 plates who are colliding against each other or even moving parallel to each other. And second is by subduction in an active subduction zone. Right? One part of the plate will go down, the other will remain on top, and this will result in a earthquake. The center of the earth is approximately 6371 kilometer from the earth's surface. See, earth is a ball. That earth is a ball, and the earth's center is 6371 kilometers away. So earth's radius is 6371 kilometers. Now question is, what should you do if you experience an earthquake? Think of it. Right. First thing is, nothing you can do about to change it, but you can only do something to save your life and the life of people around you. The very first thing when you experience an earthquake is close the electrical switches in the house and go out into an open area. Immediately go out into an open area. Yeah, if you are on a ground floor or first floor, you can go out. But suppose you are on a high building, you may not be able to go out immediately. In such a case, hide under a table or a bed, or if that is also not available, hide in a corner of a room where the 2 walls meet. Right? These are the safe zones. Don't sit in the center of the room where the ceiling will fall on your head, and not only your head will break, your whole body will become a sandwich. Right? So very first thing is go out. If you cannot do that, hide under something solid, or better still, go in a corner. Now the second natural disaster is a volcano. Right? Jwalamukhi is a Hindi name for a volcano. So volcano refers to an opening in the earth's crust from which lava, right, not motion, but it is molten pigla hua lava, rock fragments, ashes, dust and gases are ejected, thrown out from below the earth's surface. Something like this. Say that this is a active volcano where lava is actually coming out. You can see the lava coming out. This is a dormant volcano where the lava is not coming out actually right now, but this volcano was active some time back. So you can some smoke and ashes are just coming out in little amount. Now volcanic eruptions occur due to 4 reasons. One is the high temperature in the interior of the earth. Second is creation of magma or pressure due to magma. Third is creation of gases and vapor. And fourth is rising of magma towards earth's surface. Whenever cracks are there in the earth's surface, in the earth's crust, magma may rise up from these cracks, and it will result will be a volcano. So magma is pushed upwards by the gases lying under magma. Sometimes the water goes down, it percolates down through the cracks and openings of weak rock surfaces, turns into vapor. When they go down, water will go down, and when it meets the magma layer, water will turn into vapor. and this vapor is full of pressure owing to lack of space, and it tries to come out with great force. It also causes the magma to rise upwards. This vapor will cause magma to rise upwards. The gases present in the magma reach near the surface of the earth and erupt with a high pressure in the form of lava, ash, gases, rock pieces of various shape and sizes, and this is known as the volcano. So all these volcanic residuals come out on the surface of earth and form a mountain like structure. You can see that this it comes out, it cools, comes out, it cools, and then we'll have a entire mountain like structure is formed when it cools here, and again the whole thing will become bigger and bigger and bigger, and the whole mountain will be formed. You see, this is a volcanic mountain, this is a volcanic mountain, this is a dormant volcanic mountain. If the amount of gases and vapor is more and the vent on the earth's surface is narrow, right? Vent agar patla hai, vent is the opening. When a volcano, this is a volcano, let's say this is a mountain, and there's a small opening through which the magma will rise. This opening, right, this opening is called a vent. If this vent is thick, broader, then the lava will come out slowly. But if the vent is very narrow, right, then the eruption is dangerous. वो फटके, it will फटेगा वो और बहुत जोर से बाहर आएगा. If the amount of gases is less, the vent is broad and long, then the molten lava comes out slowly and spreads itself on the earth's surface. Now there are three types of volcanoes. We have active volcano, dormant volcano, and extinct volcano. Active volcano is a volcano which is currently active, means it is currently emitting lava and ashes. Active volcano. A dormant volcano is a sleeping volcano. It is currently not active, but it can become active anytime in the world, anytime in the future, or it was active sometime in the past. And an extinct means mar gaya hai. The volcano is no longer active, and there's no chance of it being active in the coming 50 or 100 years also. That's an extinct volcano. Now there are many places in the world where volcanoes are found. In India, there's only one active volcano, that is in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Now volcanic eruptions at any place or region leads to massive destruction in the local area. The biggest volcanic zone or active volcanic zone is the Pacific Ring of Fire, means the east and the west end shore of the Pacific Ocean, near Japan to Philippine area, that is the western part of the ocean, and then the eastern part of the ocean is near America, North America and South America. This is the biggest active or volcanic zone in the world. Now volcanoes have certain benefits also. ऐसा नहीं कि सब खराबी है. The fertility of land will increase due to lava. Right? When the volcano erupts, lava comes out, and with lava comes the minerals. So the rocks having minerals comes out from the interior of earth. So we get fertile land will be possible. Even minerals from under the ground we can get. So the agricultural production is very good due to fertile land in Java and Sumatra. See, Java and Sumatra is near Philippines, and this is in the active zone of the volcanic zone. It is made up of lava. Same way, potassium rich soil of the volcanic residuals help farmers get good crops. Then hot water springs in the area of volcanoes have germ killing property, and they also cure skin diseases. See, such a spring is also found at Unai in Gujarat, Lasundra, Tulsi Sham. There are three places in Gujarat where hot water springs are found. Unai is in near Surat only, very near Surat. Now, at a lower depth from the surface of earth, certain minerals like mercury, tungsten, tin, zinc, aluminum, etc. can be easily obtained due to volcano. So volcano will bring the very precious minerals from under the ground to the upper surface. Now lava that cools down inside the vent of extinct volcano turns it into diamonds with the passage of time. The small rocks thrown out during volcanic eruptions, known as lapilli, which have been proved to be very useful as they can be molded easily. Okay, so this is about volcano. right? Now next is our tsunami. Let us continue this in a subsequent video. Okay, so meet you in the next video. Bye.